Bum, 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 bum. Welcome back to this place that you have clicked upon. This is my YouTube channel. My name is Patrick. Today I'll be hosting this little quick show, maybe a 15 to 20 minute video. About a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I did a video, how to paint a tree. Let's do an update on that, how to paint a tree part 2. And yeah, let's get it going. I'm going to put you guys real quick up here in my nifty rigged up doohickey here for my GoPro. Get the power plugged in. This way we have constant power. I'll get you clicked in, and I promise from this point forward in the video, hopefully you guys can see pretty well all the way down to here on the canvas, all the way down to the bottom. That's my chair. But from this point in the video, the sound should be pretty good, and the review should be pretty good, and I promise that this camera will not shake anymore unless there's an earthquake. I also apologize in advance if there's any sound. My wife is working over here, so if we get distracted or if we get disturbed, that's fine. I just got a canvas here, and actually it's kind of warped, so I'm just going to use this one for this demonstration. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram. Floating around town, ba-ding ding, ba-dam shoom. Yes. Anyway, actually we have to do it this way because this canvas is very warped up here, as you can see. But that's fine. The flat bottom down here, it won't spring back and forth. We'll try to paint mostly here. First, let's get us a quick little background. Maybe we'll take some blue. Mostly the paint I use is Liquitex Basics, but I do have a ton of these craft paints because why not? I'm painting for, I'm painting art, I'm painting cool stuff, and this paint's pretty pricey. But let's get some blue here. Hold on, I'll get some darker blue. I'm just gonna do a quick little easy sky. Okay. Oh, 1 second. I just need a bottle of water. I got one. Always make sure you have water for your brushes. So, here we go. I'm gonna get let's just get a simple little blue background. Get some water here mixed up. Not even gonna fill up the whole canvas. Okay, you can do your sky how you want. If this series takes off, I would love to just do more videos like this. So please, if you like this video and you subscribe because of it, or you're already subscribed and you enjoy this video, please go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know what you'd like to see next. So let's just do a little bit. Get a darker blue up here, value. Bam, bam, bam. Real quick. Hopefully you're still here. You haven't clicked off this video yet. Maybe I did some fancy editing from that point on. If it was stupid, I apologize. Okay, now, let's get into the tree. How do we do a tree, you ask? Well, start with a brown. Usually I like to go with a light brown. I'm sure I have a light brown in a big bottle. If not, we can get a dark brown and add white to it. And blah, blah, blah. Well, here's Burnt Sienna. Y'all might remember him from Burt Reynolds. Oh, there's a lot of water on this palette, which I just seem to be pouring everywhere. Okay, a bit of white paint here. This is craft paint white because I need to go shopping. But there's a problem when you paint and make YouTube videos. All these things are expensive, and when nobody buys your paintings, you're poor. And when you're poor, well, if you're poor, you know what I'm talking about. And staring at this because you can't see what I'm doing over here. So let me move this here, and now you can see. Got my burnt sienna, some white, just making some light brown right here. This brush. Go ahead and get me an angle brush. Add a little water to this. See, this brush has a slight angle to it, angled tip. So let's go ahead and we'll start right here in the painting. And what we're going to do is just going to figure out exactly how this tree is going to lay out. Now, about 2 years ago, I painted this, and I told you, start with somewhat of maybe an hourglass figure. We're going to start with that, a little bit of an hourglass figure. And basically just, we'll fill that in. Okay, now think here. Now see, this is what I didn't tell you before, is you need to think more about your branches coming off the top and not making them so big. So maybe start out from the side right away and fill in and make that big branch. Because we can't see. We can see this side of the tree, and that's it. So we really got to focus on this side of the tree and making this side of the tree 3D and stand out. Okay, so add a branch there. Add a branch here and bring it into the thickness. And make sure, always make sure that your branches are thinner out at the end and thicker where they meet the trunk. So, for instance, here it's thin, thicker. As you can see, it got thicker, connected to the trunk, made a cool design. Need some more water here. You know, keep your paint wet. It'll flow better on your canvas. You won't have as many breaks. Okay, so thinner into thicker. Thinner and thicker up there. Maybe make this a little thicker. The tree down here seems to be pretty good. Let's think about the root system down here at the bottom now. We're going to pull out and almost do the exact thing you did up top. Try to. And pull it down. But you want to now start to think 3D. Okay? Because some people, you know, even before I would cut it off right here. Well, trees don't do that because this tree might grow towards you a little bit in the back area. So to make it 3D, we're going to pull it in, add out little foots, little feets, like so. Maybe add a little bit darker paint now up top. Okay, so we're going to start to think about our light source. Now in my painting area here, I have light coming from both directions, if you can see. Well, right here, there's about 2 or 3 shadows. It's probably not the best, but I like it. It's how I prefer to paint. It's what I'm comfortable with. You're going to have to figure out your own lighting, but I'm going to say my shadow is on the right side of the painting, and my light is coming here from the left. So that would mean that this side of my painting is going to be much darker. Much darker. Almost, the line doesn't have to be perfect, because here is the trick, is adding the dark and letting the light be the other direction. See here and here, and I will add back in some light highlights here soon, because right now we're just trying to get some, I guess you would call them dark lights. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I'm not an art instructor. Self-potato chips. Correct. Self-taught artist. So what you see is really what you get, because it's not a joke. It's not funny. This is what I do. I like to do it. It's a hobby. Do I make money? I mean, I can be honest with you. On YouTube, I made $100 last year. That'd be 2015. I guess it's 2017 now. This year it didn't break the gap, so I think the money all just disappeared. Not too sure how it works. Not too concerned about it, because if I did this for the money, I would have given up a long time ago, because, well, there is no money anymore. But that's fine. I'm here because I enjoy it, and if 4 people want to watch this and enjoy it, that makes me happy. If 4,000 people want to watch this and enjoy it, that makes me just as happy. I'm happy either way. I appreciate you being here. Now I feel like I sound like Bob Ross. So let's stop that, because I was going to fall asleep. Anyway, give us some darkness back in here. back behind this one, leave more light on top, smoothing it out. Okay, you can spend all day in here doing this detail. All day. But we're not going to, because that's it. Bam. We're going to add some highlights back here in a second. Let me add a couple more darkness. My darkness is pretty good now. I would say I like where it is. I'm liking it. It looks really good. All this is in shadow. I decided all this is in shadow now back here, because this guy wouldn't be out in the light at all. This up here is going to be dark. The problem is, like I said, my paint is not wet enough, and now it is. We're gonna get us a nice finished dark edge on this side of the tree. Bam. Alright, okay, now get rid of that brush real quick. We're going to grab us some of the lighter brown and white, come back on this side of your tree, and add your highlights. Being mindful of where you've already put your darkness, and then you won't have to go back in and fix your darkness. Okay, now we got some brightness. See, it comes up here and trailed off, because, well, if the light's coming from this way, like this, it wouldn't go up under this branch. So we're kind of already getting ahead of ourselves, because there's no roof on this tree yet, as you'd call it, or I would call it, I guess. But light would hit here, okay, and light would crest here, a little bit there. I hear dogs barking upstairs. Maybe a little bit of light would catch there, a little bit would catch here, maybe a little bit up here, and this one curves down, so a little bit there. Now we're going to we'll come back through, and right across here in the front. Who's saying I love you? Huh? Oh, I know. Guess I should have let the whole house know I was filming today. But it's okay, it's not a problem. Okay, we get a little light here. Okay, a little bit. Oh, it hits back in here just a little bit. Sure, coming up. Okay, move it down like this. Maybe give us a little bit. Ooh, that's good. So you gotta remember, you gotta have some darks. There has to be darks to be lights. If you don't have enough darks, you won't have any light. See, and then putting light here now, in a couple spots, as you see, makes the tree 3D, as you see. Starts to pop out some, taking bright white as well on just a few spots. Also makes a cascading light effect, as you will see here. Because now it looks like the light is hitting in certain places and not always in others. So, could be streaks of light, whatever. But you want to have like the 3 levels of light, dark. Now we'll take a little bit of lighter brown here. Make sure not to get too much white back over here. Let's see, the light is hitting here maybe. And right here, it's brighter. Bam! Look at that. We have a nice, almost 3D looking tree. We can get, we actually should find some black. Let's take some ivory black. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. This video is probably going to be a lot longer than I thought, but it actually needs to be more detailed than I thought it had to be before. So we're going to blend that black into that brown right here. Let's go back here and just add some shadow. So 3, 4, 5 layers of color, starting with a light brown, building up my dark side, then building up my light side with my highlights, then coming back and adding low lights with a black and brown combination. Doesn't matter. Make sure to feather your edges and trail them out. You can also come back with grass in here, which I might have time to show you. We'll see. We will see, kiddies. Oh, is that creepy guy again? Always talking. Always coming on. Oh, he's always getting on about something up in here. So we're adding a little bit more darkness. A little bit more darkness. Now this old tree, this old tree could have, I mean, we could be done right now, technically. We really, really could. We could be done because, well, when you go and start adding in your top branches and things like that and start really covering up some of this beautiful detail. So how do we do that, you ask? Well, you get yourself a script liner brush, they're called. Script liner brush, whichever one, you need to, get a couple, get a few. I probably have 5 or 6. But these will be the 2 I'll be using today. We will be taking some of our dark brown mixture, like such. Hold on. You're going to need some help here. Like this. Get some water, get some brown. Yes, and we need actual order here. Thank you. What are you doing, Mushi? Hello, puppy. If you walk under here, I'm sure the people could see what the top would be. Only because when you're doing the fine branches don't necessarily need to be very detailed, because if they're detailed, you're going to be covering them with foliage, as it were. So get you almost like a wet consistency. You do not want it to drip off the brush. Okay? So what will happen next is we will just follow the tree. The color should almost match, and we will go out. And you could actually say you're going out on a limb as you add these in. Oh, for a second I thought my camera stopped recording. I apologize. There was a weird pause. But anyway, this is where the branches can take forever, so I'm going to go ahead and time-lapse this part, only this part of the video. So please, it's only going to be about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, maybe 2 minutes of the video. And we'll get done with these branches, so you don't have to sit here and watch me make all of them. So here, let's go over a little bit more, and then I'll start the time-lapse. But you just want to take it on the branch where you want it to go and trail off and make them exactly how you want to of your total tree as a whole. Because if the shape of your tree is all off, believe me, you'll know. You'll know, or hopefully somebody will go, oh wow, really? Oh, okay. It's happened before, I'm sure. I'm sure I've had my wife Jessica come over and say, hey, that doesn't look quite right. What do you? All right, so now we're back. I actually came back a minute ago off camera, well, off sound, and said we were back. Anyway, the tree is now dry. We've dried it with the blow dryer, dried it. So now quickly I'm going to show you how we will do the foliage. Now, I'm thinking, I don't know, perhaps what color we should do. Maybe we could ask the wife. Wife? Do we have a wife? Which color should the leaves be today, wife?
Green.
Green. Okay.
No, like red, maybe.
Red, maybe. Okay. Red. Orange. Orange, you glad? So we hear red, orange. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Nope, nobody else is making a sound. So we're gonna go with, oh, what was that? Yellow. Ooh, okay, all right. So we're gonna do yellow. Now, how do we do yellow leaves? This is gonna be a yellow leaf tree. How do we do it? This is yellow. But if we just put this on there, it's going to look a mess. It's going to look a mess. So what we have to do first is make a much darker version of this yellow first. So what we will do here, here's USA. USA! It's kind of backwards and upside down, but it doesn't matter. So here is yellow, yellow, yellow. Why are there 3 piles? Because these are your 3 stages of color. That's how I do it. I usually do 3 stages. You could do many more if you wanted to, but once you get so many layers, you're really just making a mush, a mesh. It's gonna... Oh, wow. I just smacked that camera, didn't I, guys? Sorry about that. Let's quickly recap. Let me check this lens real quick. Promised I wouldn't move this again, but there we go. Definitely smacked it. We're back. Anyway, 3 color layers. We're going to have a dark, a medium, and a light. So we'll leave this light. We're going to make these 2 darker. How do we make them darker? Well, in this case, we're going to use what would be a light color, a light color. So we're going to use a brown. We got a dark brown for the dark, and we will use a lighter brown for the middle color, like such. We will then get a palette mixer. We have one over here. Quickly, we will mix this color up. As you can see, this is going to be a lighter brown. Okay. Lighter brown. Yes, a lighter brown. Yes, okay. We would just go ahead right into here, and this will be a darker. So I said darker brown, but you can see it isn't brown. But these are leafy colors, because you have to have shadows and colors and leaves you cannot see. So you have to start with a dark color first. Okay, and then actually, I'm going to knock off some of this, but I'm actually going to move that through this. It'll still be lighter, but I want the value to be closer to this. And there we go. And then our brightest yellow right here, which still, if left completely, you see there's very little left on here. And we are going to slide this yellow over, and we're going to make this. And this will be the brightest color. But if you left this completely just regular yellow, well, that's no fun. But also, it would just be too bright, and the highlight could get washed out. So using just a tiny bit of that base color is going to put all the values very close to each other. And, well, there you go. That's the point of the show. Let me grab a paper towel. Go. So, we have a beautiful tree here, about to start the leafies. Leafies. Okay, so we will do more fast forwarding, of course. This won't take forever, but we're going to start by, now it's back. Here we go. So, round mop brush, take it into the dark. We want to get the end nice and full of paint. See, it's nice and globby, but you don't want it too globby. Much better. Bristles to separate. And now, just where would you imagine leafies? Trying to turn and alternate also, but also trying to build a tree. It's like a canvas with a ton of paint, and it will look like somebody just like stuck their finger in paint and stuck it there, because you want to see these little, like, you can see through it. I can see sky behind my tree. If it's just straight color, well, you've ruined the effect of what real life would be almost. If you go outside and look at a tree, usually trees aren't so leafy that you can't see through them. You usually can see the sky behind them. If you heard a plane, you could see a plane through the trees, You want to see that. So always make sure to leave gappies. Gappies and leafies. That rhymes. Anyway, let's get a nice fast forward going on here. I'll finish this, and then we'll move on. As you saw how quick that was, it's just very instant that I can move on to the next color. So now we're going to move on to our lighter value of the yellow, for the yellow leaves. And you can see here, I didn't go all the way up to the top of the tree, because now, with our lighter value, I'm going to fill in more leafies, to build up on top of these dark ones up here. Because you don't want to cover up all your dark ones. If you cover up all your dark ones, then that would defeat the whole purpose of doing the dark ones. But always make sure that when you come back with the lighter color, that you layer your light over top of your dark. You want to cover up in some places, of course, because this is what gives the effect, as some places are closer to you and some places are much further away. This is what gives that effect. I don't know if I've stressed already that I am self-taught, so hopefully this is helping you. But please, 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 if you ever go take a class and they try to tell you, oh, you know, that's the wrong way, you know, whoever you learn from, they, you know, don't know what they're doing. Well, that's you know, that's perfectly fine, you know. I might not know what I'm doing, but that's why I'm saying, you know, this is free. You're watching this for free. It's free for you. So don't act like this is a class, please. It's not no paid advertisement for any paints. Anyway, let's just get this finished here. Probably no reason to cut away now, because we're almost ready to start our last layer of leaves, because we have built up the color, this layer, enough. In certain places it's built up, it looks good, it looks very, very good. Let's hit it with the hair dryer real quickly. Right, okay, now we're just going to go ahead and move on to our brightest value, which is right here. Get that loaded in the brush, tap it real good, start up at the top like we did before, and we are going to build up on top of that with a nice bright, bright yellow, which really, really pops. It really, really stands out. This is just, I actually love the fact that we did yellow. This tree is actually very pretty now. It seems like it's just gonna be something amazing. Now, I mean, people ask all the time, oh, you know, does your painting, you know, ever make you money? And like I said, no, it doesn't. But it doesn't really. It has before, sure. I'm not going to say it never does. But what it does do is it makes a great gift. So if you clicked on this video because you thought, oh, you want to learn how to paint, you know, don't get into painting to make money. Get into painting to make people happy. You know, make yourself happy, give yourself something to do. That's the reason to get into painting. Don't think, oh, here we go, I'm going to be the next Rembrandt. You could be, but you need to go into it knowing, I'm going to go buy art supplies and I'm going to eat McDonald's next week because of that. Like, you need to be ready for that. Be prepared, people. Be prepared. That's all I have to say is be prepared. Now, we have finished the yellow. I think that is plenty. Also, because I ran out of it on the palette, but that is plenty. Come back and make a couple little adjustments here so you can't see my little, it hits it, you know, the brush mashed it. You can get rid of those just like that. Okay, now like we said before, now my lighting is coming from here. So you see how this side of my canvas I made lighter. Well, you fix that. This side of my tree I made a little lighter, so you fix that by coming back in with just a little bit of dark. And you just temper it, because light still shines through, so this side of your tree could still have some light. But you want it to be obviously, you see, it's obviously darker over here. And we'll give it some darkness up here at the top. There's a little bit of leaves back in there doing nothing. Let's get us some more bright yellow. Now actually what we should do is actually add some more bright yellow real quickly. Just a tad bit. And let's go into the bright yellow again. Mix it some here on the palette. Maybe this will be a little bit more yellowy than anything else. And let's give us just a couple bright highlights. Now if you wanted to go even brighter than this, now you could get white on here. You could throw some white on here and really grab people's attention and really make it zing. But sometimes if you add the white, it can really tend to look like snow. Well, I don't want snow on this tree because I don't want snow to come to me. And this rhymes. So there you go. See, free poetry too. What else can you ask for on this channel? I mean, come on, people. If you haven't subscribed already, I mean, there's some amazing things happening over here. Really. We got Camp Koala going in. We got, well, Camp Koala's in. We got, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, okay? So just hit that subscribe button when you're done here watching. This video is almost done, I promise. We have almost finished making a beautiful, beautiful tree. Just adding some end highlights here, which really make the tree pop. See, if you add a couple over here, this can really make it look like this part of this tree is way out here. It's sticking out, you know? Brah, brah, I'm right here, brah. See, that's what the tree said. It said, brah. Anyway, we're almost done. Almost finished. My head's getting very hot. I'm hot in here. It's hot in here. Nellie said. Anyway, here we go. Done with that. Done with that part. Video is almost finished. Like I said, I can add in some grass here, but let's go ahead. I always start it because I just keep talking. I'm sorry. I'm going to dry this real quick. We'll speed it up. What we're going to do now is right here on this pallet, right here, right over here, back to what we were using earlier for our down this darkness. There we go. A little more water. A lot more water. Mix it up. There we go. We got back to that same consistency we used before for the branches. So we got that back. It's almost the same color. And all you want to do is in some places grab and pull them out. Actually, what's happening now, as I realize, is I actually did that backwards. Not backwards. Let me recorrect myself. Actually going to need some black, liquid black paint here, which I have here pre-mixed, always ready to go. I have nightmares about if I have enough liquid black acrylic paint ready, because you can sign, you sign with it, you write on it, you draw on it. It does a lot. And here we go. Now they're a little bit darker, which is okay. It's probably gonna be good right there. Here we go. We're right back to where I just put that one in a second ago, and we're just gonna pull out a branch. And I see what happened. I'm just gonna pull out like, oh, here we go. Here's a branch here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Right here. Okay, here's a branch. See? Now what's happening is I'm using these branches, which are darker, which technically, could be underneath, but your eye can see some branches always. Your eye can always see things happening up in a tree for no reason. You can see the branches sticking out. You can see things coming towards you. If you don't, when you add these in, you actually give yourself a nice 3D effect to the tree, because sometimes, there's branches coming out that don't have leaves on them, or you're seeing the underneath side of a branch. Really give your tree a nice effect. See, there's just a branch just coming right out of there for no reason, because you want them to come out of there for no reason, because it's popping through. Like right here. Woo! Look at that. Boom! A branch. So we'll get one right up here, and you see this whole painting probably took us 30 minutes, I think, about. Am I right, babe?
I'm not sure.
She's not sure. She didn't watch the time, but hey, I didn't ask her to. So what can you do? Can you get mad? No. Why would I get mad? Hey, boo boo. Right, baby? You know who that is, right? Yogi Bear. That's right. So, guys, like I've said many times before, I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for clicking this video. I want to ask how I painted a tree, because, like I said, this is how I paint a tree. This isn't the only way to paint a tree. This is just how I paint a tree with acrylic paint. Self-taught artist. It's very easy. You just have to try. What's the point? Real quick down here at the bottom, I'll go ahead and do as I stated, because I think I still have this green paint over here. I do. So let's take this green paint and a little brush and see if we can go ahead and add some little bit of grass down here at the bottom, and just kind of clean up the edge of the tree under here. See, and then you can like grow some moss. Look at that. I just grew some moss right up in there. Oh, grow some more moss right here. Sure. Okay, maybe right here I wanna grow some grass up. So take your brush right along the edge and flick it upward. Now there's long grass. We can do that over here too. Here, flick it up. Yeah, flick it up here. Some long grass. There's some weeds. There's some moss growing on this tree. It's an old tree. Finish up right here. It's almost like you're erasing it. See it go away? I didn't like how that looked. Now it's gone. Just fade it right in the background. Give yourself a little bit like this right here. Oh, little mistake. It's okay. We'll wipe it off. Wipe it off. Ignore it. Hey, it's gone. we take a little bit of dark back over this way, watch this. It's another little extra trick. Go back this way some and then make the shadow like that. Bam! Give yourself a little bit of a shadow back here. All right. And there you go. I mean, there you have it. There's your tree. Let me go ahead and sign this real quick. Like I said, I really appreciate everyone coming out. I really appreciate you guys clicking on this video. Let's go ahead and maybe do some bright yellow for a signature today. Like I said, please hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what video you'd like to see next. You know, maybe in the how-to series of how to paint something. I hope that if you did watch my last video, not my last video, but the last time I painted a tree, this paint isn't working for me. That wasn't going to be a finished painting, but it actually turned out to be a finished painting, so it's pretty cool. Always is nice. It's always nice to finish a painting, a quick painting at that, but still a quick painting. I use the liquid black, even though I started with the yellow. And now the year, well, the year is 2017, folks. That's right. So, like I said, please hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any more how-to videos. And, yeah, please leave me a like as well. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye. All right. We're out. What do you think that was? I gotta edit it some, of course. I mean, well, still recording too right now.